If you've been following these videos, you may have noticed that the music tastes tend to circle around a certain era and a certain genre. Emo, punk, metalcore, screamo of the early 2000s. That's what I grew up with, and that's what I find the most interesting to try and deconstruct. But we can go even further back. And today, we will be taking the two most notorious staples of the boy band era. I'm sorry, boys and men. My sensibilities are on the Backstreet Boys. Nikki, on the other hand.
These were my boys. All 5 of them.
We will be going song by song to determine which is the ultimate, which is the most crafted experience.
I'm just really curious to see how different the song sounds to our adult ears as opposed to our wee little baby ears.
The boy band has sort of fallen wayside. I guess like our modern interpretations is like Korean pop, where you have 5 dudes, 5 very capable dudes, and then a band that comes into the studio or tours with them or doesn't. It doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares about the band? We have the singers. I can't distinguish them. Can we name them? Let's name them real quick. Nick Carter. This is the follow-up to their debut album, and we start off with a song for the fans, for the crowd. All you people, don't you see? You're keeping us alive. That's why you're larger than life. You bought our albums. Now we are quite literally larger than life. Why are they wet? Why are they singing in water? The 2000s are just around the corner. How do we represent it? With whiteness, clean whiteness in a vacuous web void with water on the ground.
What's with his foot doing too?
He's kind of like the bad boy. He's like, he can't stand still. He's over here praying.
Yeah, what? He's rethinking his life choices.
This is the fucking cutie of the band. You can tell he's a young one. Look at all these fucking old men. That was the thing about Backstreet Boys. None of them were boys. Sick guitar solo though.
That was good, yeah.
If Backstreet Boys were giving back to the fans, NSYNC is directly calling out someone, a person, one girl the entire band wants to say bye to because she is not telling the truth, or she is telling the truth. She's probably going to start a fight.
This song sounds so like accusatory. I can just feel Justin just feel like at me.
I've lived for you and me, and I've really come to see that life would be much better once you're gone. Do have 5 dudes, 5 hetero cis dudes, minus Lance, singing to one girl. Like when you have a band, you typically have 1 or 2 singers that are representative of the narrator. Here we have 5 people narrating the same breakup.
Yeah, one dude's breakup.
NSYNC has what Timberland and later what Timberlake's music with Timberland was, where they have like bubblegummy poppy beat, and then that beat does not change for the entire song. And there's just like a sound quality where it sounds like a bubble popping, like where it doesn't really sound like a real instrument. Yeah. It just sounds like a noise or like a clip. I'm not saying it's good, not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's a production choice. What opening song gets you more excited for the album to come, regardless of your nostalgic feelings for it, if you can even set those aside?
This one might surprise you. But I want to give it to the Backstreet Boys.
Right? It's kind of like,
fun.
Even though Bye 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 is a more famous song, I think Larger Than Life just gives you an idea of the priorities a little more.
It might be just better.
And with that, we have our first song on the playlist, a whole lot of whiteness.
I don't know what that song's about.
This one is a lot more reminiscent of earlier R&B and like pop from the earlier 90s. And in that sense, I really like the real instrumentals. You can hear the guitar parts. You can hear the acoustic guitar. It's hard not to hear that intro and not feel like it's a joke. I think the song is trying to be very sincere. They do make it feel like it is personal. So in that sense, I think that intimacy works a lot better on this song than in Bye Bye Bye.
They took a lot of inspiration from Boys to Men in this one.
This is such a weird, like, dweeby Cell song. Everything I do for you. I do
for you.
I do so many little things for them, but I'm not like them. I'm not like the other When you finally get to love somebody, it's gonna be fucking me. And guess what? Probably not gonna even be there. It's gonna be somewhere else.
What a weird, like, backing track, too.
What's interesting is that, like, pop songs today sound completely computerized. Like, there is nothing real in them. Going back and hearing pop from 20 years ago, it is interesting to hear how many real instruments they are still utilizing. But I will say NSYNC is a lot stronger in the vocal performance. They have a lot more personality when it comes to the vocalists.
Justin Timberlake is probably the most famous person to come out of, like, all of them and is still doing stuff today.
I mean, you got Joey looking at you right here.
Joey's doing stuff these days.
Yeah, he's making hot dogs.
Yeah.
Do we think...
I don't like either. I want it that way. It's like a little slow and...
I feel like it's gonna be me. If this comes on the store speakers and you're not in the mood, it might color your shopping experience, but it is the more fun song. Bitchy as hell.
Show me the meaning of being lonely.
Track number 3 gives us almost like a Phil Collins inspired production, making it feel very like impactful and powerful. A declaration of like reciprocating feelings and emotions. It's like everything has to be vague enough so that anyone can listen to it, anyone can connect to it, but it has to have just enough detail that it feels like they're singing about something, so then you get that weird disconnected feeling where it's like nothing really rhymes.
You know the computer program where you plug in all of like Backstreet Boys lyrics and then it makes a song for you? That's what this is. It's a Backstreet Boys song generator.
The lyrics are awkward, but I think the hooks in it are powerful, and they bring a lot of power to the song that they haven't demonstrated yet in the music. This has been their most vocally dynamic song. NSYNC is kind of riding every single trend at this time. We have very light, unoffensive hip hop. We have that like kind of Miami style beat work. The singing about space cowboys.
I don't know what a space cat will.
There's a movie that came out called Space Cowboys, and basically it was Tommy Lee Jones, Clint Eastwood, and like a bunch of old men. And the idea was that we're doing another space mission. There's some sort of space mission, and we need to send these old timers into space. So let's bring them out of retirement.
They're gonna die.
So the idea is like space, the last cowboys are astronauts because they're going into uncharted territory, the world unknown, even though cowboy is literally like are ranch handlers. The yippee-yi-yay part is a whole lot of fun. It feels very try-hard, like they can't let a single second just play. They have to shove in a sound or a noise or just something. We have to move to the next part. If you're saying Backstreet Boys were auto-generated, it feels like NSYNC recorded all these parts and they didn't really like the song, and so now they're just inserting separate little vocal tracks wherever they can.
But which one was more fun?
What is your criteria for the playlist for a good song?
This one's more fun.
So you want to put Space
I
Cowboy?
do. I love Space Cowboy. I don't give a shit. I love Space Cowboy.
It's gotta be you.
We're on Song 4. We're not that far into these, but you have the 2 singles. Both albums started off with 2 radio singles, and then completely kind of flipped the script in the 3rd song. NSYNC went with a weird space cowboy song, and Backstreet Boys brought the tone way down. You're either like fully into this album or you're kind of pushing back a little. So it's nice to me that the Backstreet Boys bring it back, kind of bring the party back up.
It's a silly song. It's silly as fuck.
It's silly. At least they rhymed it for you.
True.
This one does feel the most in sync out of the Backstreet Boys songs. As you said, it did feel like it was borrowing from the production. Interesting though, Millenium came out a year before.
Just got paid, Friday night, party
I have no idea why we're saying ho at the ending of it. It is a superior Friday song. Sorry, Rebecca Black.
Get the fuck
but
out.
Your Friday is choosing to sit in the front seat or the back seat on your way to school. That's your Friday. How do we feel about the incorporation of
Rap?
so we're looking fly. We are rounding up the posse. Posse can be anything, I guess. Jump in my ride. At least he didn't say whip. Okay, so we're rocking on the radio. The hottest jam. I bet you it's their own song. I wouldn't put it past them. People say my solo is impossible. His vocal solo, I'm assuming. Like, you can't even fucking sing on the same level as this dude. But when I get up on the mic, I'm unstoppable. The fact that they feel like that it's like, hey, we're going to write a rap. And the first word they put down is yo. It's not borrowing so much that it's problematic. It's just a little cringy and kind of embarrassing. I just can't imagine anyone older than like 6 years old taking this song as like a genuine party anthem. You're feeling just got paid more?
Yeah.
Just got paid. We'll go on our playlist. And now I believe our playlist.
We're NSYNC heavy.
I need you tonight.
It's powerful. We got the pianos. We got the solo singing. I need you tonight.
I need a nap after this.
It's so slow. It's just like when you mature and find music that speaks to you more directly, when you find music that has a sense of pacing and tone and creative energy, when you go back to the stock versions of what a slow song is or how we even conceive of a ballad, when you go back to that, it feels outdated and it just feels so trudgingly slow. Regardless how well crafted everything is in it, it's just fundamentally so fucking boring. And that's a weird thing. It's like they know their audience is toddlers. So why would they put a nap time song? We're finding out that the dancey part of the pop bands isn't really their only or main mode of playing. I find NSYNC's production entirely obnoxious. Regardless if the song is good or not, I find NSYNC, they're more interesting. Like, it's so stupid. It feels so pure in how shameless it is. It's just a shameless cash grab bullshit song like the Backstreet Boys are too. But it's like the intentions behind it just feels so hollow. But it's more interesting that way.
This one was scathing.
This was downright a libel.
Yeah, this one was fun. I want to give it to this one.
Well, yeah, the other one put us in a coma.
Oh, that's true. I died.
So the Backstreet Boys just need to fucking...
Pick their shit up.
They're gonna lose by default. So I guess there's two modes for these pop bands. It's either I want you, I need you, you're the only one for me.
No other guy can have you.
Or
Fuck you.
I don't want you back.
You're
Go away.
gross. You're hundreds, no, thousands of lies.
We're really getting the gambit of relationships and like the different problems and issues that you can have within relationships. Girls, what are you gonna do with them?
No other problems.
I like the signature like Backstreet Boys piano. They always have like a really heavy piano in their songs.
This was also a slow song, but it wasn't boring. And scathing lyrics.
The visions around you.
I felt like I was watching like the Campbell soup commercial with the snowman where it melts into the kid.
I was thinking of a Folgers commercial, personally.
You gotta have your heartfelt bangers, your ballads. Those are staples of the music genre. Every band has to be able to make those panties melt and bring a slow jam for the boys and girls to wrap their arms around each other in the junior high gym without shoes on. We want to bring the playlist up, and this was enjoyable, and it wasn't the worst.
Don't wanna lose you now.
All right, we got another slow skate on the rink. You know, bring the lights down, get the spinny ball, and then they announce couple skate, and you're like, well, I want to skate with my best friend, and then all the kids call you gay.
Baby, you're not the only one. You don't have to.
I picture Justin just handing an actual like heart to this lady, be like, there you go, you can have that.
We're gonna choose this song, doesn't mean I can't complain about it.
This is what the album's named after. It should be like
It
the
is.
iconic song.
But there are so many fucking streams. They have so many hang-ups. Even the good guys get burned. Take it away from me. See, I would give you love, the kind of love that you only dream of. I think it's just a gimmick that they didn't really think out, and it became like their iconic imagery. This isn't their most memorable hook or their most memorable song, but it's...
I'll be the one.
Once we get to like this part of the album, I start to wonder like why did children enjoy this? So the singles and the songs that you know and I know, the popular ones, were implanted into our brains everywhere you went. So when you bought the albums, were there kids that listened to it all the way through that was like, I like all the slow songs, I like all the fast jams? Or did you just go to the 3 songs you knew?
You would go to Best Buy, you get your CD from Best Buy, and then you would put it in the CD player, and you'd listen to it on the way home, and you'd skip like 7 songs.
It makes little kids feel like they're not alone. If you're a little girl, if you're insecure, and these 5 older gentlemen are saying they're gonna be your light, they're gonna take all your sorrows away, they're gonna cuddle you or whatever, I mean, I guess that would make you feel comforted as a kid.
Digital get down. Just you and me.
I don't think my mother would have let me listen to this song in the car.
We had recently watched This Is Pop on Netflix, and they have an episode on Autotune, and they're talking about T-Pain and like the origins of Autotune, and they mentioned Cher, and they mentioned a couple other artists that use it. It's really heavily used in Digital Get Down. This is the year 2000, so this is before T-Pain became a public figure.
This is way more than T-Pain's ever done, too.
Can't wait to get you on the phone, girl, so pick it up, babe.
I don't know if they are using Autotune or if it is a separate program. It's just interesting to hear those kind of vocal plugins in 2000.
It makes sense in this song because it is the Digital Get Down.
Well, you say that, and then every time I'm sitting home alone, girl, I can't wait to get you on the phone, girl. I could be wrong, but is a phone digital? It's just strange that they would have a song around the premise of webcam sets and then dedicate an entire verse to a phone call.
Maybe.
Phones?
Or maybe they didn't have a good speaker, or they didn't have a speaker at all in their webcam, so they did the webcam for visuals and then spoke on the phone for the audio.
If you have to create your own canon for the music you're listening to, then maybe the song is not doing a good job representing its theme.
I don't know, this one makes me gross out.
All right, fine, you're the one.
The words to say, the road to take.
I would like to petition that if we do have to put one cheesy slow jam on here, that maybe Back to Your Heart. It almost feels like a Wet Toad Sprocket, All I Want Is to Be With You. It feels like a spiritual successor to that, and in a way it's less egregiously slow and dour than the other ballads. So I personally, I kind of like Back to Your Heart, but listen, it's song 512 of NSYNC trying to be cool. We fucking party, guys. You know, all those party things like getting down. You know, when we get everyone together and just dance and there's no other influence? No, we're just here to have fun.
We're
guys.
under the influence of music.
We came here to turn the party out, so come on, let's raise a roof and give them proof that we can loose y'all.
Get loose.
We can get loose, y'all. I'm gonna make us roll for this one.
You can have it.
You're gonna give it to me? Why?
Because we don't have that many Backstreet Boys songs.
And we need a ballad.
Knowing all I have to do is reach out my
It's the same song.
I think I like this one more.
No!
It's a place I've never been, and it comes from deep within, and it's telling me I'm about to win first prize when I look into
In
your,
what?
in your fucking heart. I'm gonna win the gold medal of giving you dick.
but you've gotta believe me. I'm never leaving.
Just take Pick your fucking Backstreet Boys song and go.
You don't want to talk about this?
It all sounds the same.
Each singer needs their own ballad. It's their own feature, and it's what they use as like a demo tape
For their solo album. Their
Yeah.
solo career.
There is reasons why they're all the same tempo, why they're all the same key, why they're all the same sounding song.
We have scientifically proven that these are the most effective ways to write a song.
So like on one hand, it's to feature the artist and to basically shop them out to get their solo projects. And then on the other hand, it's also a calculated move on the part of the record label. Which one is the least egregious form of that? At least Spanish Eyes is like weird enough that it gives you something to kind of cock your head at.
Something's just not right. But girl, you know
I think what's annoying me about the Backstreet Boys ballads, say that, fucking Backstreet Boys ballads.
Backstreet Boy ballads.
They're giving these interesting perspectives on relationships. Come to me, I'll help take your sorrows away. I'll help like give you support in your needs. But then they turn it into,
I am the one you were supposed to be with this entire time.
we turn off the lights, the two of us are alone together, something's not right. Okay, well girl, you know I would never. So it sounds like just right there, okay, you're uncomfortable with this, but you know I would never put you in a position that would make you uncomfortable. But then the very next line is, ever let another's touch come between us, because no one will ever take your place.
No one will ever love you the way I will love you.
Star-crossed lovers, romanticized soulmate shit that I think is why like moms and kids tolerate it. They both also feel very like derivative of other things, literally mimic the instrumentals and then not bring any new ideas for it. Hey, I want to write a rap verse for a song. Okay, let's write yo in it.
Start off with a yo.
It's the most surface level things they can creatively do. You can hear there's a lot of money put into the album, and this is their follow-up, so it's like there's a lot of anticipation for it. It just feels so watered down and like an amalgamation of everything else.
It was better as a ballad than the other slow jam.
Okay. They look like a Christian rock group. It's weird.
like-
And this brings us to our final offerings on either of these two albums. Will they satisfy even the most mildest inclinations for music that we have in us?
Nope.
it takes a lot to know what is love.
He's Christian. He's
really praying.
But I think in his solo stuff, he went really Christian with it. And I think they're the perfect fan for God, or is their kid the perfect fan? God has been so good, blessing me with a family. They're better creative artists. Their pop music is more creative, genuine, and has better production on it than NSYNC. But they aren't a pop band all the time. It hits really weird, and it makes sense why, like, I don't remember this past the first 5 tracks or so.
She was my once in a lifetime.
Sounds like a Christmas song.
Really weird to end both albums on a very slow note. This one doesn't mention God, so I like it. I like girls more than I like God. And with that, we have our final playlist. 5 Backstreet Boys songs and 7 NSYNC songs. I thought Backstreet Boys were going to be a little more well-rounded, and I think if they did put up a straight pop album that had the ratio of pop to ballads that NSYNC had on theirs, then I think we would have saw a lot more of them on the playlist.
I was surprised on how many ballads there were, because I truly don't remember that. The songs that I did remember were fun, especially Space Cowboy.
I thought we would have more fun with these. These aren't fun experiences. So do you agree? Do you disagree? What would you have chosen? In a lot of ways, they're comparable, and in a lot of ways, they're nothing alike. So
No, but these were like the 2 boy bands that you either were an NSYNC person or you were a Backstreet Boys person.
I agree. They are 2 extremely different experiences. And that is why our playlist came out so mismatched. Thank you for watching. Stay posy, stay swazzy, watch some good shit, and we'll catch ya on the flip side.
Doodles.